Sunday, September 22nd, I'm going to be at the grand opening of the Empire Training Institute. Make sure I pull up to support and meet other people that's trying to win just like you. Let's go.
To a developing story in Arlington where some people are trying to come to grips with what they witnessed at a salon. Police are calling it a murder-suicide. And Tanya Iser just heard from some of the witnesses who feared for their lives.
Active shooter response at the spa.
The call came in just after 10:15 Friday morning to a strip shopping center on South Cooper Street, normally a quiet spot in South Arlington.
Somebody came in and shot a client.
Mario Ibarra works there. Inside one of the suites, he and others say the man who died was in the chair getting a haircut when the gunfire started.
I heard gunshots on the other side of the building.
Another witness, too shaken to go on camera, told us the victim was a regular here. He came to the barbershop several times a week. He says the shooter fired a burst of shots, then began telling everyone to get out and tried to get into several stalls. He says he locked himself in with a customer and said to himself, "Lord, just let me get out of here."
On the morning of July 11, 2025, inside a quiet Arlington, Texas salon, 37-year-old Todd Austin sat in a barber's chair, preparing for what should have been a routine haircut. Without warning, a woman entered the shop, 37-year-old Timone Michelle Williams. She wasn't there for an appointment. She was carrying a gun. In front of stunned customers and employees, Timone opened fire on Todd at close range. The gunshots shattered the calm. Todd collapsed on the salon floor, fatally wounded. As panic swept through the shop, Timone attempted to leave the scene. Police arrived within minutes. But before they could intervene, Timone turned the gun on herself. She was later pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. Authorities identified the shooter and her victim not just as acquaintances, but as former partners who shared a child. They had a documented relationship, a recent breakup, and an unclear history of personal and financial ties. What appeared at first glance to be a domestic dispute spiraling out of control soon unraveled into a case packed with unanswered questions. Why did Timone Williams walk into a public salon and gun down Todd Austin in cold blood? Was this a premeditated act? What events pushed a businesswoman and mother to carry out a murder-suicide in broad daylight? Rumors of betrayal, infidelity, financial deception, and even health-related accusations flooded social media. But official records reveal little. The police called it an apparent murder-suicide. The community called it shocking. This is the story of Todd Austin and Timone Williams, a deadly encounter that turned a quiet salon into a crime scene. Welcome to True Crime Unmasked. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more stories. The show where we uncovers the disturbing crimes tearing communities apart and the haunting truths hidden behind closed doors. These are real stories, real individuals, real consequences. Stay tuned for more captivating stories. Now, let's begin.
A deadly shooting inside a salon and spa in Arlington. Police saying it wasn't random, but a targeted domestic incident that ended in a murder-suicide. Our Nicole Nielsen has been on the scene all day. And Nicole, I would imagine this has been a very fluid situation, but what information have you learned so far?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, police have been here all day really just trying to piece together what happened here this morning and truly what led up to the shooting in the first place. Like I said, we've been here for hours and we've just been watching detectives go in and out of this spa here behind me. You can see Arlington police still here on scene. They've wrapped the perimeter in some of that crime scene tape as well as the crime scene unit as they just continue to investigate this shooting. But we do want to take you back to this morning when the shooting occurred. There's social media video circulating that shows the moments that officers arrived at the Salon and Spa Galleria off South Cooper Street in Arlington around 10:15 with their guns drawn. That's because when they pulled up to the scene, they say that their suspect, a 37-year-old woman, was trying to leave the building. When she saw the officers, she shot herself and later died. Immediately, officers started canvassing the salon and found a 37-year-old man who was a customer dead with multiple gunshot wounds. A motive is still unclear, but police say they have learned that the two were previously in a romantic relationship. Now, no one else was hurt, but the witnesses inside were clearly shaken today. We spoke with a barber who works in the building but stayed away when he saw what was going on.
Todd Austin was a 37-year-old man and a native of Texas. Within his local community, he was recognized as a family-oriented individual and a public figure with a reputation for mentorship. Though specific details about his upbringing and early life are limited, available information highlights his involvement in family life and community engagement. He projected the image of a responsible father and a positive example to others around him. Community members viewed him as a man dedicated to creating opportunities for both himself and others. Todd Austin was the CEO and founder of Credit Champs, a business credit and funding consulting company. The firm specialized in helping entrepreneurs establish business credit profiles, obtain funding, and navigate financial systems. Through this platform, Austin built a reputation as an advocate for financial literacy and small business success. He maintained a strong social media presence where he promoted financial education, business advice, and motivational content. His brand emphasized empowerment through entrepreneurship, and he regularly shared tips on personal finance, credit building strategies, and business development. His public image suggested he was successful in his field, commanding attention from aspiring entrepreneurs and business owners seeking guidance. In business circles, Todd Austin was widely respected. His clients and followers credited him with helping them secure funding and grow their ventures. His consulting business reportedly served multiple clients both locally and beyond Texas, with an emphasis on minority-owned businesses. However, reports regarding his personal conduct were mixed. Some colleagues and associates praised his professionalism and mentorship. Others circulated claims that questioned his integrity in personal dealings. Criticisms often surface on online platforms, though no official misconduct was recorded publicly. These mixed views did not substantially affect his professional standing at the time. Todd Austin's personal life became more complex through his known romantic involvement with Timon Michelle Williams. Their relationship was marked by both personal and financial ties, as they share at least one child together. The nature of their relationship, according to available accounts, was turbulent at times. While their connection involved co-parenting responsibilities, their romantic partnership was described by some associates as volatile. Friends and acquaintances alleged that their relationship experienced repeated cycles of separation and reconciliation. Though there were no public legal records indicating domestic disputes or restraining orders, various social media comments and indirect posts hinted at ongoing conflict. Their personal and financial entanglements appeared to blur the lines between business and private matters, further complicating their relationship dynamics. Some speculated that personal grievances related to infidelity or financial disagreements may have contributed to rising tensions. Timon Michelle Williams was also 37 years old. She was known in her social circles as a single mother who maintained an active professional life. Described by acquaintances as ambitious and driven, Williams had cultivated a reputation for her entrepreneurial spirit within the beauty industry. However, some characterize her demeanor as emotionally intense, especially during personal challenges. Her background included active involvement in her child's upbringing, which she shared with Todd Austin. Friends noted her strong-willed personality and her focus on pursuing professional goals despite personal setbacks. Williams was involved in the beauty and salon business. Over the years, she participated in several business ventures, some of which reportedly did not succeed. These ventures range from independent salon services to collaborative partnerships within the beauty community in Arlington. Her professional network included various local business owners and community figures. While she aspired to grow her presence in the beauty industry, the outcomes of her efforts were mixed. Some collaborations dissolved due to alleged financial disagreements or mismanagement, though no formal allegations were recorded in public records. Despite these challenges, Williams maintained her presence in local business circles and was recognized for her entrepreneurial attempts. In the weeks leading up to the fatal events of July 11, 2025, the relationship between Todd Austin and Timon Michelle Williams had reportedly come to an end. Both were 37 years old, residing in Texas, and shared a child together. The details surrounding the breakup remain largely unconfirmed by official sources, but social circles close to the pair indicated that the separation was far from amicable. Friends and acquaintances suggested that custody discussions regarding their child may have created underlying tensions between the two, further straining an already volatile dynamic. Around this time, both individuals maintained an active presence on social media platforms. In the days following their breakup, Timon's posts became a subject of public interest. Some of her content hinted at feelings of betrayal and deep heartbreak. Screenshots of her posts, later circulated online, showed vague statements that some interpreted as veiled threats or warnings. Emotional outbursts were noted, though the exact context of these posts remained speculative. These posts fueled conversations among those who followed them, suggesting a relationship marked by unresolved conflict. People within their community began to take notice of behavioral changes in both Todd and Timon. Witnesses claimed to observe odd behavior patterns from both individuals, though specifics varied. Some acquaintances recalled seeing them act tense or agitated in public settings. Reports of heated conversations or confrontations circulated, though no documented evidence of physical altercations or police report existed. The overall sentiment from those observing them was that there was a growing intensity in their interactions, unseen by the wider public, but quietly noted by those closer to them. Amid this atmosphere, unconfirmed allegations and rumors began to surface. There were widespread claims suggesting that Todd may have been involved in extramarital affairs or had been unfaithful during his relationship with Timon. These claims, however, were purely speculative and lacked verification. Adding to the swirl of rumors were accusations involving health-related concerns. Some gossip implied that health issues, specifically rumors of disease transmission, played a role in the deterioration of their relationship. Again, these allegations were never substantiated by any credible source or medical documentation. Other stories painted a picture of financial deceit, implying that Todd may have used his business dealings to take advantage of Timon or manipulate her financially. These claims also remain unproven and were largely circulated through online forums and community whispers. In the immediate days before the incident on July 11th, no public records indicated any legal action between Todd and Timon. There were no restraining orders, police reports, or public filings suggesting that either had sought legal protection against the other. Todd continued with his usual routine, including scheduling a haircut appointment at Spa Galleria on South Cooper Street in Arlington, Texas. Friends of Timon noted that she appeared emotionally distressed in the days leading up to the shooting. Some acquaintances describe her as withdrawn, while others mention seeing signs of agitation or erratic behavior. Despite these observations, no intervention took place. On the morning of July 11th, 2025, the Spa Galleria salon in Arlington operated under normal conditions. The business, known for its routine beauty and grooming services, catered to a regular clientele. Customers and staff went about their typical morning activities, unaware of the impending tragedy. The salon's environment was calm, as clients received services and employees carried out their tasks. Todd Austin arrived at the salon for his scheduled appointment. Witnesses described him as relaxed, engaging in casual conversation with staff as he waited for his haircut. Nothing about his demeanor suggested concern or awareness of any immediate threat. He took his place in the chair as his appointment began, surrounded by the ordinary sounds of a working salon. Shortly after Todd's arrival, Timon Williams entered the salon. She was armed with a firearm. Witness accounts varied slightly, with some describing her as calm, focused, and determined, while others perceive her demeanor as visibly agitated. Regardless of differing perceptions, it was clear that her intent became apparent within moments of her entrance. Timon approached Todd and, without warning, opened fire. The first shots caused immediate panic inside the salon. Clients and employees scrambled for safety, some fleeing the premises, others taking cover wherever possible. The number of shots fired has not been officially confirmed, but reports indicated multiple rounds discharged at close range. Todd Austin sustained fatal injuries and was pronounced dead at the scene by responding authorities. Following the shooting, Timon initially attempted to leave the salon. The Arlington Police Department responded swiftly to the reports of gunfire. As officers arrived on the scene, Timon re-entered the salon. In front of arriving law enforcement, she turned the firearm on herself and discharged a fatal shot. She was critically injured at the scene and transported to a local hospital, where she was later pronounced dead. The sequence of events unfolded within minutes, leaving bystanders and the broader community in shock. Police recovered the weapon used in the incident and secured statements from witnesses present at the time of the shooting. The initial investigation by Arlington police concluded the event as a murder-suicide, though inquiries into the deeper circumstances surrounding the relationship and its deterioration continued. No other individuals inside the salon were physically harmed during the incident. The couple's child, now orphaned by the tragedy, became a central concern for family members and the community. Discussions about custody and care of the child emerged in the days following the event, though details remained private. In the aftermath, the community was left grappling with unanswered questions. Despite widespread speculation, no confirmed motives beyond the strained personal relationship were identified by law enforcement. Social media became a focal point for public discourse, with users sharing theories, condolences, and unverified claims. The incident sparked conversations about the hidden dangers within personal relationships and the potential for private conflicts to escalate into public tragedy. Some relatives of the deceased made public statements expressing their shock and grief. These statements offered condolences and requested privacy during their time of mourning. Friends of both Todd and Timon also shared social media posts reflecting on their memories of the couple. However, several key family members remained publicly silent, choosing not to comment on the situation. The lack of statements from close relatives fueled speculation online, but no further clarifications were provided. The business community, particularly those who had professional dealings with Todd Austin, expressed disbelief at the news. As the CEO of a credit consulting company, Todd had built a large network. His sudden death brought attention to the emotional toll such a high-profile incident can have within professional circles. Small business owners and community leaders offered messages of support and reflected on the fragility of personal and professional boundaries. In response, vigils were organized outside the Spa Galleria, the location of the shooting. Candles, photographs, and handwritten notes were placed near the entrance. Community members gathered to remember both individuals and to acknowledge the tragedy. The vigils were attended by local residents, former clients, and salon patrons who were familiar with either party. One of the most significant outcomes of the incident was the effect on the couple's child, who is now left without both parents. The child's identity has been withheld, and custody arrangements have not been disclosed to the public. However, reports confirm that extended family has stepped in to provide care. The emotional trauma associated with witnessing or learning about the loss of both parents in a violent manner raises long-term concerns about the child's mental and emotional well-being. The community has expressed concern, and some local organizations have offered assistance for counseling and material support. The employees and customers who were present at the salon during the shooting experienced direct trauma. Witnesses reported scenes of panic, fear, and confusion as the events unfolded. Law enforcement and emergency services responded quickly, but the psychological impact on those present is ongoing. In response, the salon closed temporarily. Community support groups and mental health professionals have since offered trauma counseling to those affected. Efforts have been made to ensure employees can access these resources. Overall, the aftermath of this case extended far beyond the crime scene. It disrupted lives, devastated a child's future, and expose how quickly a personal conflict can cascade into community-wide grief and trauma. If this story touched you deeply and made you question what's real, be sure to tap the like button and share it with someone who needs to hear it. For more gripping true crime stories that unravel the hidden truths behind heartbreaking cases, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. You won't want to miss our latest episodes, investigations, and powerful conversations. Thank you for joining us on this journey to uncover the truth and fight for justice. Together, we can shine a light where it's needed most. Stay safe, stay alert, and we'll see you in the next story.